P2P offers hope. We facilitate and orchestrate that hope. We facilitate and orchestrate that second chance. We help change the game.
Yes, great to be here. My name is Justin Walker. I'm one of the P2P facilitators, and I facilitate the college readiness and career readiness seminars. Second chances. My best way to explain that is, let's say I have a room of 100 people, right? And I ask everyone in the room 2 questions. The first question I ask them, have you ever been arrested before? Probably only a few hands will go up. But then if I ask them another question, have you ever did something that has been deserving of an arrest? Then a lot more hands will go up if they're honest. So by their own admission, they are guilty of breaking the law. So by their own admission, they're guilty of breaking the law. Now, some of them have never been incarcerated, but yet they have full access to education and vocational opportunities. But what about the ones that were arrested and incarcerated? They don't have the same access to the educational and career opportunities. Should that be the case? Absolutely not. It should be an even playing field, and we should all have a second chance. Does our past define our future? So if I think about the worst decision that I ever made, and you think about the worst decision that you ever made, and we give it a label, and we go to the mall, we put that on a t-shirt, and we wear that everywhere we go, that's what people are gonna associate us with before they hear anything we say of our dreams and our ambitions or anything that we think about. And that's what happens with those that were formerly incarcerated. Before they even get a chance to speak in their interview or tell their story while they're at a family reunion, people on the side talking about them, and they're perceiving them as such. So our past should never define our future at all. I'm a Baltimore native, right here, born and raised. And at the age of 15, I worked with my first nonprofit at a soup kitchen right down the street. And that drastically just changed my perspective. So over the next 16 years of my career, I volunteered and worked full-time as a life coach, as a mentor. I also have my own business working in nonprofits. And it actually kind of wore me out a little bit, working with those that's disadvantaged and disenfranchised. But when I heard about P2P, it just ignited a passion in me for Baltimore. And I got a chance just to understand your heart as a leader for those that were formerly incarcerated and how you wanted to invest in their life to advance them. And I just had to get involved. So just by seeing the follow-up that you do with the mentoring process and the tutoring process with the tutors, that you don't just give them these sessions, but yet you follow them throughout their college career and even beyond that. And it's amazing just to see how you've invested in my city. I just wanted to take part in that. So it's always been my philosophy that if you're at a certain place in life, you must give back. If you're middle class, you should be giving back to the lower class. If you have shelter, you should be giving back to the homeless. So I never seen myself as a college graduate, but when I graduated, I realized the opportunities that I was exposed to. And I said, man, I really want to give this back to someone else. And P2P really provides that platform for myself. So it's really had a personal impact on me because a lot of those that I knew growing up, they didn't take the route that I took. But now I can help them take that route. If we look at the state of Maryland, back in 2017, we had the lowest incarceration rate in the nation, 9.6%. So we are steadily dropping that in this state, and I really feel like P2P really kind of sustains that change that we have been making. I mean, this question really hits home. You know, like I said, over the past 16 years, I've been working in the juvenile justice system with adolescents, life coaching, and also with young adults. So a lot of my clients that I've worked with over the years, that I've been really consistent with over the past 8 years, when I first started working with them, they didn't really see their potential. They didn't see the soft skills that they had or them holding a degree. But 8 years later, when they call my cell phone or they text me or they FaceTime me and say, oh, Justin, you know, I just graduated school. You want to come to my graduation? Or Justin, I just got a new job. Now I want to take you out for lunch. It's just the dividends that really pays off when you invest in yourself and you have someone that can pour into you. So education over incarceration. I had to do a little bit of research on this topic to really kind of grasp this, and I came across a research study that was done back in 2013 that said that those that were formerly incarcerated, when they obtain a degree of higher education, it reduces their chances of returning back to prison by 43%. That's almost half. So we just clearly see the proof. You know, the original intent for the prison system was to rehabilitate those who were incarcerated. And the one way that we do that is by educating them. You know, a lot of times I always say education brings knowledge, and you can only go as far as you know. And institutions and universities just prepares you to be a better citizen and a productive citizen out here. So yeah, we should definitely give that grant money. So as I said before, I worked in about over 16 different nonprofits. And usually when I come across some nonprofits, some of them have great startup ideas, but they die year one. But P2P has just been very consistent in helping its scholars. So when I heard about P2P, I've always dealt with adolescent populations and teenage populations, but I never dealt with adults. And I had to kind of challenge myself to give back more in the year of 2018. So when I came across this program, I realized that this is something I was very unfamiliar with. So I did a little research, I came across a little statistics, and I said, you know what, let me see how I can kind of give back. So I would kind of challenge anybody that wants to serve more, wants to give back to their community, go out here and do some research and see how you can. If you're unfamiliar with incarceration or you feel that you're unfit to work with those that have been incarcerated, that's false. That's a false perception. You are equipped because you have a passion. You probably have an education. You probably have a family member that was impacted. Or you probably don't know enough to say that you're not equipped to deal with those who were. And a lot of times giving an outside perspective for someone that you never really dealt with that situation is always very beneficial too.